If music wasn't in my life, I would for sure 100% either be dead or in jail. So thank God for that because definitely is the reason why I'm not a statistic. And I had to be realistic. Like, yo, man, I'm not going for this. I'm not gonna act like this is cool because it ain't. So let me tell all these young kids that just need a voice to tell them it ain't cool because they don't have a father figure like me who could tell them it ain't cool. So let me be that figure, not father figure, but let me be that figure of leadership that could tell you, you know what? There's other ways, bro. I wanna provide for my family. I wanna provide for the community, and I wanna just build like certain rec centers, and I just wanna do big, 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 big things.
Now you always need the brush, 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 baby, brush,
Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Garren, and this is the makings of an artist.
baby, brush, brush, brush. Addicted to the love, addicted to the love.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Makings of an Artist podcast. My name is Sebastian Cowsill, and today we have with us the talented artist, Grammy-nominated, LA Movie Fest winning Garren. Man, thank you so much for being with me today. How are you?
Man, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Now, I watched your documentary the other night, and I thought it was really good, man. First off, I want to say,
Oh, I appreciate it, man.
of course. One thing I thought was fun to see was you young at the church, you sing in the choir and play drums and stuff. Was that your first introduction to music, or had you done anything before that within music?
Yeah, I've been doing music pretty much from the time of being able to remember. So ever since I can remember, I was doing music.
Mm-hmm. So it was just something you naturally gravitated towards?
I would say something that naturally gravitated towards me. You know what I'm saying? I like to say, like, I didn't choose music, it chose me.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of like a calling over my life already. God placed a gift in my heart, and now I'm just, using that gift to, you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
to give and be a vessel into the world. So it was always placed in my life before I could even have control over my own decisions.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know you from the documentary, I know you grow up in a rough area and whatnot too, and we don't have to get too into that a whole lot, but was that one of the big reasons you got into music as well? Was it kind of working as an escape for you?
Yeah, it definitely was an escape. If music wasn't in my life, I would for sure 100% either be dead or in jail. So thank God for that because definitely is the reason why I'm not a statistic.
Mm-hmm. Being from an area like that too, how does that affect your music today? Your work ethic and your passion for the art.
It just make me want to go hard for everybody. The people I seen growing up that didn't get a chance to make it out, the people that passed away, friends, homies that gang bang, and it just make my perspective on music. I don't want to just say no BS. Like I want to say something meaningful, something worthwhile, something that could last forever, something that can help the little kid that grew up in my neighborhood 30 years from now. He could turn on my song and go outside and know how to approach the universe and move and progress and get to the next level through using, these different details, procedures, and information that I explain throughout my music.
That's very cool. When was it that you had these thoughts to yourself and you realized, I want to become a musician and really get this message out to people?
I was probably like 8, but I was playing football and stuff, so I was super distracted by like just sports. I wasn't even distracted because they both were simultaneously going, and they both were, very dominant into why I didn't get involved in the wrong things. And I just kind of I just kind of always knew like, yo, I'm gonna have to pick one. I'm gonna have to either use one to get to the other. Like I was thinking like I'm gonna go to NFL and be like become a singer. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
I didn't really think that I'm gonna sing and then go to NFL because that's impossible. But, well, no, it's possible, but it's kind of impossible. But I always wanted to sing, man, and I knew I was gonna have to give up playing sports or the love of football. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
It wouldn't be more. It wouldn't be no more of a physical love. It would be all of just in my heart. And now music is 100% physical, and it's been this way for about 10 years now. But I've been doing music for over 20 years, so you know what I'm saying.
Mhm.
So it just varies.
I know the message is a big deal for you, and that's partly why you do it. But why else do you do it? Because the rap game is already a pretty unforgiving one. What brought you to it, though?
Um, it's crazy. I'm not a rapper, but everybody think I am, and everybody wants to classify me in hip hop. I'm really a singer.
Mhm.
I belt notes. I somebody told me I think it's called a crooner. So I'm a super singer, but I want to provide for my family as well. You know what I'm saying? I want to provide for my family. I want to provide for the community. That's a huge thing as well. My family and the community, and I want to just build like certain rec centers, and I just want to do big things
Mhm.
for the world, and it's gonna happen. And maybe you can archive this interview so you can pull it back up when it's starting to come into fruition. But I know God gonna give me the strength, and He gonna give me the tools I need to be who I'm trying to be. And I'm on my way. I'm not perfect. I never will be, but I know He'll give me the right mask, the right hat, and the right task to be able to like, you know what I'm saying, be the leader of the world.
Mhm. There was a line from your documentary that I wrote down because I thought it was very interesting, and it was kind of what you're talking to now. You said, "As a kid, I already thought further than where I am today," and I could tell you really think that. But what did you see yourself as a kid?
I see myself on like huge stages, healing the world, buying my mom a house, um, having a big family, being different, paying respect to the engineers and the producers, uh, not hating on other artists, not being conformed and transformed into the world, but making the world transform and conform to my message and my purpose, which is a lot further than where I am today. I don't have that much pull right now. So right, like this part of my life, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
I knew I was gonna be here, you feel me? And I knew I was gonna be where I'm gonna be in 10 years because I've been everything I've been doing for the last 10 years have been, for the last 20 years have been towards that goal of being on top and being able to use that not for evil, but for good. A lot of people use it for evil, whether it's to, more drug intake or more more women, more sex, more gambling, whatever the problem is.
Hmm.
It's not for me to judge, but I don't want to portray that. I don't want to floss and flaunt money. I don't want to. I don't want to like be what everybody else is being. I want to just be this new figure that kind of just changed the game. I'm gonna change the game. I'm gonna really change the game. Not only with sound, but the way people carry themselves within this game.
Hmm. Within those last 20 years, was there ever any doubt you get to where you're at? Because you seem like a man now who's very sure of yourself.
Yeah, it's always doubt. That's normal. It's normal to wonder if you're doing the right thing. It's normal to wonder if you walk in the right path for yourself. I still have doubts. Not if I'm gonna make it, but just doubt if I'm doing it the right way. Or it's always something that could, Every
Hmm.
every every moment in my life isn't up.
Hmm.
I got my own problems, just like everybody else. Whether it's relationship, whether it's financial, whether it's um mental. Everything. Everything that a normal human being think about, so do I. Even though I'm an alien.
So how do you deal with that then? How do you cope with that?
Sometimes I use the wrong things to
Mhm.
cope. So sometimes I'll drink, not in a moderate way. Sometimes I'll just do it just because, feel me, that's what I'll be just feeling like it's easier because it's kind of like make you think differently. But that's the wrong way to go about it though. So
Mhm.
I'm only saying that to express that is absolutely the wrong way to go about it. To turn to an outlet of something that could tear you down to try to help build you up is essentially backwards. So other ways, I talk to God, I pray. I go in the studio. It's always therapeutic to do music and listen to music. Um, it's many different ways. I have bad ways, which I told you,
Mhm.
like drinking, which could be, detrimental in certain aspects of life. I'm not a super like hardcore get
Mhm.
drunk type of dude, but just being upfront and honest so whoever hears this could actually feel something from what I'm saying and not just be like, oh, he has a perfect life. I don't want anyone to ever think that ever, no matter how much money, success, nothing will never discard the reality of my life and my
Mhm.
lifestyle. So that is my purpose. That was just my purpose of saying the reality of how I cope with my down times and my doubtful times, I guess. Not often though. It's not often because I'm always in the studio. I'm always working and I'm always motivated. So I'm not often doubting myself.
That's awesome. Yeah. One thing I wanted to ask you about was that, first EP and documentary, both being about your story, telling your own story of growing up in the streets and whatnot. What compelled you to do that? Was it that level of, you want to be authentic and you wanted to show people how to get out, or what brought you to that story?
Yeah, what brought me to it is, growing up where I grew up, Compton, South Central, LA, it seems like it's more people that gangbang and that do, that serve the streets are, it seems like it's more than when you growing up. It seems like that's what you're supposed to do. It seems like if you don't do that, you're the weirdo. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, it's way more people like me than it is that gangbang. For every 50,000 people, it's maybe only like 1,000 gangbangers. And that's the reality of it. But when you grow up in an area that's highly populated with gang violence, it's the opposite. It's like mostly everybody on your block is from the hood or whatever, or turns out to be from that. So I wanted to be realistic. I didn't like or enjoy or was not fascinated by the gang life. Um, I have respect for the way they think because I understand that it's very strategic and it's a motive behind it. So I'm not bashing it, but I'm not praising it. And that's how I approach my music. Like, listen, man, you got a choice to make. And only the people who come from where I come from know when I say you got a choice and they know what that choice is. I don't even have to explain it. Do it for you, which is a sign of loving yourself, which is normal. The ability to be aware enough to love yourself. So be normal, bro. Be normal. Don't be this dude who share the streets or this female for that reason. It's a lot of females too. I got aunties, cousins, sisters, not sisters actually, but aunties, cousins, people who like my sisters. They all from the hood too. So it's we going through pandemic, right? It's been a pandemic in the streets
Mhm.
well before I was born. There's been a pandemic in the streets, and we can name I can name you two that's been heavily controlling the urban and rural the urban areas, which is police
Mhm.
brutality and then gangbanging. Those are two things that's been causing so many, so many deaths.
Hmm.
Those are pandemics. So while we in this coronavirus thing, that's one thing that crossed my mind is how I grew up in a pandemic.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's how I try to talk to people is with the reality of my life. You know what I'm saying? I ain't from nowhere. I do not glorify it. My whole family is from gang culture, like really deep. A lot of them died. Some of them survived. Some of them I can call right now. Some of them I can't. Some of them got life sentences. My uncle got a life sentence before I was born. He was in prison for life. So I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's just prevalent in my life. It's really dominant, and I had to be realistic. Like, yo, man, I'm not going for this. I'm not gonna act like this is cool because it ain't. So let me tell all these young kids that just need a voice to tell them it ain't cool because they don't have a father figure like me
Yeah.
who could tell them it ain't cool. So let me be that figure, not father figure, but let me be that figure of leadership that could tell you, you know what? There's other ways, bro. For me, it was music. For me, it was football. For me, it was sports. There's other ways, man. There's all type of things you can get into, man. There's people who patenting ideas and becoming millionaires, and people who starting apps, and the world is getting bigger when it comes to
Hmm.
opportunity. So that's my whole purpose, man.
Wow. Yeah, that's very powerful. It seems like you're very much the type of person to help anybody and everybody you can around you.
100%. I do that. I do that as much as I can. I'll do that.
With your most recent work, you also kind of go into conversations about women and the values they have. Both of these concepts are all really bigger than you and bigger than life kind of concepts. What compels you to write about those?
Oh God, um, just know I'm trying to do the work, some type of work of His body.
Hmm.
I know that He would love for somebody to be a spokesperson for that. And not only am I the spokesperson for the reality and the realness of these of the women in the streets and all the other concepts I'm gonna embark on and leave for the world to listen to. I just think that because I struggled with these things and still struggle with them, there's even more reason for me to try to live up to my own message. So I'm not perfect with respect to women or everything that everyone goes through. You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect with it. I'm not perfect. I wasn't perfect in the streets. But I do know what it should look like. And I do know what I should present and what I should put out there as far as energy into the universe. Um, Now, do I treat women the best ever? I wouldn't say that because then that would means I'm perfect and I'm kind of talking down upon the listeners and the followers and the doers.
Hmm.
But in reality, I'm a student just like y'all. I just have so much strength that I know how to see past where I am.
Hmm.
So I'm speaking upon a leader that I'm on the way to becoming. Not that I'm this big superior guy who know how to treat women the best and who know how to stay away from gang banging and who's above everything, above all negative influence. No, I'm not. I'm a human, so it's impossible. But that doesn't mean that I can't put that energy out there. That doesn't mean that I shouldn't strive for that. That doesn't mean that I should try to do better for myself and also encourage others to do better. Some people prefer that you be the perfect dude to tell me what you need. I learned you can learn from anybody.
Hmm.
It could be a homeless person on the street before you walk into 7-Eleven that tell you, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? Keep your head on the swivel. Just because he don't care about keeping his head on the swivel, does that mean that information ain't valuable? No, it don't. You still could keep your head on the swivel. You still could be aware of your surroundings, even though he's not aware of his. So you don't have to be in this ultimate position just to help people and just to give people direction and just to be a leader. You don't have to.
Mm-hmm. Just a couple questions left I wanted to ask you that we like to ask everybody who comes on. The first is, what advice would you give to artists trying to make it today?
Be patient, man, and don't expect. Just be patient, don't expect, and don't think everything is as bad as you think, and don't think everything is as good as you think. So if you mix those combinations together, that'll get you humility, which is what takes most artists that I've seen, as far as they are, is why they are there. Everybody has an ego, everybody have pride, but a lot of them have a lot of humility as well, and a lot of struggle that they went through. So some artists see artists that came and popped and microwave, and then you realize they ain't really making no music. And if they are, we're not really paying attention to it as a world, as a whole. So I would be patient. I would build a real brand. I would build something worthwhile, and I would nurture it. If I was me talking to my younger self, I would just continue to stress that I need to be patient, nurture my craft, and be ready for my opportunity. Because when you thinking big, big ain't gonna just be around. You know what I mean? Big comes every so often. So if you thinking yourself of this huge, iconic artist or musician or teacher or firefighter or police or anything you want to do in this world, scientist, whatever you want to be patient, nurture your craft, nurture your knowledge, turn it into wisdom by applying it, and just pray. Pray. If you believe in some God, pray to him. And pray for positive things.
Beautiful. The last is, looking forward, what's next for you, man? What barrier you're trying to break down sooner rather than later?
Sooner rather than later, I'm trying to come out this quarantine like as a big artist, man. I'm trying to come out swinging. You know what I mean? I'm always give my best. When I put music out, it's gonna always be worth something, worth something to listen to, worth something to keep playing, worth something to repeat, worth something to replay.
Mm-hmm.
So sooner than later, I'm trying to be very exposed to the world in a positive way, in a good way, in a way where people are taking heed to the things I'm saying. People are realizing the greatness that God placed within me, and it starts to be at the forefront of this music game. Just changing it, really switching it up on these people, and it's coming, bro. It's on the way. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I already see it happening. I wake up every day thinking it's today. That's the attitude you gotta have,
Mm-hmm.
bro. Literally every day I wake up, I feel like it's the day something gonna happen. I'm gonna get that big call I'm waiting on. I'm my music gonna go viral, or I just think every day is the day, even though it's not the day every day, obviously, because I'm still not known to 99% of the world. So soon come though.
Awesome. That's awesome, man. Whatever you got coming next, we'll be looking forward to it, man. Thank you for coming on, though. You're such an authentic human being, and I love that energy that you have, for sure.
Man, thank you, man, for giving me this platform and providing that and doing what you're doing as well. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy doing what you're doing. And it's not easy to dedicate yourself to something and actually follow through with, especially at a time where you don't necessarily have all the resources that you would love to have or that you think could make, obviously, you have a better success
Right.
at what you're doing. But hey, man, like we all in the same race, bro. We just got different detailed goals. But everybody want to be successful. Everybody want to provide for their mom. Everybody want to, you know, help change the world. When you good people,
Damn right, man. If people want to find you online, where can they go?
Instagram at GARREN, Twitter at GARREN official. Um, SoundCloud, Garren, iTunes, Apple Music, wherever. Just type in Garren, Spotify, Tidal, wherever you want to go. I'm there. I'm all over the world. So just find me, man. Just connect with me. I talk back to people. I I message people back. I'm never too big for for uh, for a conversation or just a response or anything like that. Obviously, soon I probably won't be able to get to every DM because I'm gonna be somewhere on top of the world. But as of now, where it's just very appreciated and very welcome. Feel me? Hit me up, message me, say something, say what's up. I'm gonna be right there.
All right. Well, everyone go check him out there. Go stream some of his amazing work on wherever you get your music. And again, man, thank you for spending some time with me. I hope you have a good one.
Man, thank you, man. You too.
See ya.
All right, peace.
Thank you again to Garren for coming onto the show. He's a very nice guy and is very strong in his convictions. Definitely go find him and follow him along his path because I think he has some great potential behind him. Don't forget to subscribe though, download this episode, throw some ratings on iTunes, and check out our social medias. Become a member of our Patreon as well to get these episodes a week early, as well as other perks like monthly bonus episodes, some custom playlists, and more. So go check that out on our Patreon today at patreon.com/MOAA. As always though, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next episode.